Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com. Good morning, Honos. Here's your sip of chaga coffee. We had a little slam down, testing the bottom type of slam down from the riggers on silver this morning. As you can see from this chart, remember, everything they do has been planned out weeks, sometimes months, sometimes years ahead. So something like this happening right before this, the Fed meeting to raise interest rates is the next 2 days. And then you got the cutoff for COMEX, the COMEX reporting cutoff is Tuesday. So right now, from the last CO Commitment of Traders report, the big criminal concentrated short position, which is the top four, went down to 250 million ounces from 350 just the week prior. And this is all last week's trading. Huge drop. Ted Butler, I think, was saying it's the biggest since 2000. Drop in their short position. And remember, that's what the banks try to do. They're trying to get out of the short position because they're trapped. But if the banks are trapped in their short position, what's going to happen when they get out of it? You know, they might get out of it. They might, get the tech funds to take it over, or more likely someone like BlackRock will take it over. They're walking dead man anyway with all their derivatives. So, where are we right now? Great buying potential. Right now, I wouldn't even wait. There's nothing to wait for. Let's just say they push it down below $20. Okay? That's $2 to the downside, $2.50 to the downside with unlimited upside. I'm saying buy. I think it's a great buy. Go to your local coin shop, buy them out of their coins. They won't sell them to you for $22.50 like the COMEX says, because the COMEX is a rigged market, but you'll still get pretty cheap silver. If you don't have a local guy, contact my guy, Andy Scheckman at Miles Franklin. You can get in touch with him. Send an email to info at milesfranklin.com. And they'll set you up. They'll set you up good. So, this looks like a testing of the bottom. We might not be there yet. They're probably going to test again when the Fed interest rate announcement happens to pretend that everything's solved by a 50 basis point rise. Remember, the way that Paul Volcker solved the inflation problem, it was rigged, but back in 1980 was raising interest rates to 15%. And we're like, 50 basis points does nothing. 0.5% does nothing. It will absolutely do nothing, but it gives them a reason to slam the price. So we will see what happens on, that would be Wednesday. Wednesday is the Fed rate hike day, and we'll see what the bad guys decide to do. Maybe buy half now of your silver and then buy half on Wednesday. They can spin any narrative they want. The reality is this is not a freely traded market, so it doesn't matter what happens in the outside world. It doesn't matter if they, discover that there's no silver left in any of the warehouses. It doesn't matter. The market price is rigged every day in every trade. Nothing matters. We can go to nuclear war with Russia and the price of gold and silver would stay the same. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters in a rigged market. These prices are set by computers and derivatives. That's all. I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, so that's what they're looking at, and that's why they're gunning it. Is we have a rate hike set for March 4 or May 4th. May 4th. Keep an eye on the May 4th date for a little financial trauma, stock market crashing, slamming the cryptos, slamming the gold and silver, so that you don't know where to go. That's what I think will happen. We'll find out, though, right? Interesting, the Jenny Moonstone reading we did this week, we talked about the third-party silver lease rigger. There's another party in the JP Morgan / Bank of America lease. We discovered it 2-3 weeks ago, and then we're trying to find out exactly who it is. Let me show you where we can so easily see it. The CFTC can't see this. Even though Ted Butler literally gives he posts twice a week and gives them all to the CFTC. The 4 new CFTC directors, 2 of them, one works for Citibank and one works for JP Morgan. And when I say they work for, no, they're no longer employed by Citibank and JP Morgan, but they work for them to do their bidding as the regulator. So, imagine if we found all the communications from these CFTC regulators to their bosses at JP Morgan and Citibank, asking what to do about this, what to do about that, what should I do about this. That's exactly what's happening. And just let me show you, what I think the impetus for Bank of America leasing all this silver is right here. On September 29th, 2020, when JP Morgan pays the largest CFTC penalty ever, $920 million, and admits wrongdoing in market manipulation case. That's the gold, silver, and U.S. Treasury markets, mainly silver. Tens of thousands of instances of market rigging. And the CFTC has told Ted Butler and all the people fighting for free silver that there was no manipulation for the past 20 years. And this manipulation happened for, I think it was over a span of 5 years, back in the heart of right after they got the Bear Stearns silver short position. And Bart Chilton was yelling about it. We were yelling about it. Bart Chilton was a CFTC commissioner. And that's how powerful these people are. Even if a CFTC commissioner sees that JP Morgan is doing illegal acts, you're not allowed to say anything. It's just insane. So this happened. Remember, this is third quarter 2020. So I went back to the third quarter of 2020 and pulled up the silver derivative position. And here's what it looked like back then. This is when JP Morgan got busted. They had a massive silver short position, $39 billion. And they were probably saying, they justify it by saying that they have 1.2 billion ounces. 1.2 billion ounces of silver in the vault, and they're just hedging it. It brings up another issue. If they really did have 1.2 billion, as Ted Butler has determined from the deliveries over the past 10 years, if they really have that, why were they allowed to get it? The Hunt brothers got busted at 100 million. Warren Buffett got busted at 130 million. Not busted, but forced to give up his silver, or they would have taken him down with a general re-investigation. This is a con. This whole thing is a con. And notice that Citibank had about 10 billion in silver derivatives as well. Those were the 2. And so JP Morgan and Citibank, who 2 of the 4 new CFTC commissioners, one is from JP Morgan and one is from Citibank. I mean, it's like, who is the cop? If there's no cops to watch over the regulators, they're free to do anything. Just ask Reggie Middleton about that. So that was what it looked like in September 30. JP Morgan had 39 billion in silver derivatives, and Bank of America only had 3 billion in silver derivatives. Fast forward to today, where we see that Bank of America has dropped 10 billion off their silver derivatives, but Bank of America has added another 24 billion for a total of 27 billion. Clearly, you can see that this is a silver lease position, because the 28 billion went from a short to a lease because the U.S. government back in September of 2020 said, all right, JP Morgan, you need to get rid of that monster silver position. And JP Morgan didn't want to get rid of it. So they said, hey, we'll just lease it out. That way it'll come back to us, or we'll get some kind of end of lease payout. So that's kind of what it looks like happened as part of the negotiations. And note, these silver leases all have less than 1 year maturity. So the clock is ticking for Bank of America. And maybe it is they're waiting for the crash of the entire global monetary system to get rid of this mess. But right now, it should be obvious to anybody other than the CFTC regulators that there's shenanigans going on with JP Morgan and Bank of America. Massive shenanigans. 10 times what the Hunt brothers did. 10 times what the Hunt brothers did. This is not rocket science. You new CFTC newbies. 4 new directors, and they're all in the hands of the bankers. It's very sad. This is America, though. So there you have it. That's why the silver price is going down. As it goes down, the 4 big banks and the 8 big banks buy back their shorts. That's exactly what's happening. They're buying back shorts as the price falls. It was an orchestrated fall. They can do anything with computers and derivatives. It's all run by Vinny Viola out of Virtu Financial. Vinny Viola is the Bernie Madoff counterpart. They both split off from the NASDAQ and the NYMEX. They were both the heads of that, the chairman of the NYMEX and the chairman of the NASDAQ. I don't remember which was which. But they both split off to create derivative trading rigging operations. That's what Bernie Madoff was really doing on the second floor of his offices. The first floor was just Bernie Madoff and a couple people, his kids and a secretary who wrote the phony bills. But what was actually going on the second floor of Bernie Madoff Investments was the computer rigging operations, and that was massive. And Virtu Financial got away with it somehow. Vinny Viola is just, the name cracks me up. He's the most powerful man on Wall Street because he controls the computer programs that rig the markets. So Vinny Viola, Virtu Financial. They happen to be an authorized participant of a physical silver ETF called SLV. They're one of the authorized participants. Believe that. Why would an electronic computer trading company be an authorized participant in physical silver? I can't think of anything less computer trading company oriented than a physical silver company being the authorized or ETF being one of the authorized participants. And you never see Virtu Financial in the delivery reports on the COMEX. Their name's nowhere to be found. They used to be private. They were called EWT LLC. Means Elliott Wave Theory, or as we called it back in the day, Idiot Wave Theory. Because the bankers play off this. That's how they scalp people for money. A lot of people say, how could JP Morgan get rich being short silver? Just like this. They scalp them for money. As the price rises, they massively short into the rise and collude with other people. And then they slam the price, dump a whole bunch of silver contracts on the market, and then as people are puking up their losses, they buy them back. Wash, rinse, repeat. And that's what happens in your lovely markets these days. Again, check out the Jenny Moonstone readings. We talk about that. We talk about the B of A's secret silver clause. And it goes back to all kinds of stuff that I can't talk about on YouTube. So you got to join the private road at roadtodruda.com. And when you do, you get one of these. Hit subscribe today. And we are giving away the silver Ruda coin. The only place you can get it is at roadtodruda.com. No, we don't sell them individually or by the case or anything at all. We give them away with a subscription to the private road, a 1-year subscription. Each one is individually numbered, double stamped, with a little hand-painted red heart right in the middle. This is Bix Weir, roadtodruda.com.
Are there any silver lovers out there? Silver! Pay me my silver now. Cajun version. Zydeco version? What is it? Do we remember how we started this? Like Little Feet.
Thought I heard the people say, pay me my silver now. Tomorrow's another trading day. Pay me my silver now. Pay me